Welcome to the Google Cloud Security Showcase, a special web series where we'll focus on security use cases that customers can solve with Google Cloud. My name is Lorin Price, and I'm a networking specialist customer engineer at Google Cloud. Today, we'll be walking through one of the top questions we get from customers. How do I apply firewall controls over a hybrid traffic path using next-gen firewall endpoints? Cloud Next-Gen Firewall provides a fully distributed, cloud-native, stateful inspection firewall service that scales inherently, independent of your networking architecture. Cloud Next-Gen Firewall provides microsegmentation for east-west and north-south patterns, intra-subnet across multiple VPCs or orgs with granular security control and easy insertion with no network architecture change required. Network firewall policy acts as a container for firewall rules and is enforced at the VPC level. Network firewall policies can be global or regional. With the introduction of network firewall policies comes the use of tags, a key value pair defined at the organization or project level of the resource hierarchy. Such a tag contains an IAM access control, as the name implies, that specifies who can do what on the tag. Additionally, there is support for address groups, Google Cloud Threat Intelligence, FQDN objects, and geolocation objects. Before we jump into the demo, let's review the environment setup. This demo is simulating an on-prem environment with VMs deployed in a Google Cloud VPC connected via HAVPN to another Google Cloud VPC. There are Cloud NATs in each VPC so instances can download Apache. Cloud DNS is configured for GCE instance on-prem 2 to host onprem.com. The quarantine tag and client tag secure tags have been created and appropriate instances have been tagged as reflected in the diagram. The network firewall policy has already been created and associated with the firewall VPC, and all rules have already been created. During the demo, we'll take a look at how to create a security profile group, and a Cloud Next-Gen Firewall endpoint. Then we'll update the highlighted existing address group firewall rules to use the endpoint, run a few intrusion tests, and take a look at the threats dashboard. So first I'll start by showing you how to create a firewall endpoint and an endpoint association. We're actually not going to go through with the full creation because it takes about 10 to 20 minutes to spin up. So I'll just walk you through actually how to go about it. This is all done at the organization level. So you start by picking a region and a zone to associate with your endpoint, and then you will also pick a name and then a project to associate your endpoint with. And the association is then just a tie to a VPC. So you'll go ahead and you'll pick the same project. You'll pick a network in your project, and then the TLS inspection policy can be added now or later. So from there, you would click Create, and the endpoint would create, and the association would also be created as well. But because we're going to skip that, we're just going to go straight to security profiles. So we're going to create a security profile. This scans your network traffic for threats and enforces corrective actions to protect your Google Cloud resources from malicious attacks and disruptions. So we'll start by creating the profile. We will name it Firewall Security Profile. And we'll keep all of the defaults. So next we'll create a security profile group. These are a collection of security profiles referenced by the firewall policy rules to enable intrusion services on the network. So the intrusion prevention will protect your Google Cloud resources from threats and malicious network attacks. So we'll create that firewall security profile group, and we will reference the security profile that we just created. So while that's creating, let's jump over to our instances that we have spun up. All of this is referenced in the diagram, so we'll go back from the org level back down to the project level. And so the client that we're going to use is client 2, and the service that we are going to ping is hosted on on-prem 2. So this is where example.com is hosted. So we will SSH into client 2. And we're going to start by assigning the private IP address of the instance to a variable. And then we're going to use that to essentially stage attacks against that instance. And so from the results here, you'll see that all of the traffic went through as it should. The firewall rules that we have set up now uses address groups, and it allows all traffic between essentially between this instance and the any instances on-prem. So where we're going to go from here is we're going to go into our firewall policy. And we are going to change those 2 rules so that they will use the L7 inspection instead, and they will target the security profile group that we created. We'll do that for both instances. And we'll make sure that those rules get updated. So let's stay here, keep an eye on them until we see them stop spinning. There's 1. And there's 2. All right, so let's jump back on over to Compute Engine and get back into that same instance. We're going to run the exact same commands. But the output that we see this time is a little different. So you'll see some connection reset by peer, you'll see some timeouts, and you'll see a bad request. So this now shows that those instances, or the firewall has now blocked the intrusion attempts that we've tried. So let it be known that the date and time right now is Tuesday, March 26th at 3:59 p.m. So I say that because we are going to go into our threat dashboard, and you will see all of these requests that we just attempted to make, and you'll see the source and the destination IP. And you'll see the threat type and threat name. And those are the calls that we just made. So you'll see proof here of all the times and the threats associated. And these are some from some tests before. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you a good idea of how to set up endpoints, how to set up associations, how security profiles and security profile groups work, and how to change or create firewall rules that use these firewall endpoints as inspection points for your network traffic. Thanks for tuning in. Please visit cloud.google.com/security for more content from Google Cloud experts.